I titled this segment, Assume Full Responsibility in All Circumstances. And in this segment, you'll hear Colonel White talk about the level of responsibility that he felt, even at a very young age. When he was 20 years old, the first thing that he thought about when he went into combat was his men. He felt a huge responsibility to them. And what I found really intriguing was that he said he prayed. He didn't assume that anybody else was going to take care of these men except for him. He didn't look to take an impossible situation and pawn it off on anybody else. He didn't think, hey, these guys are on their own, or there's nothing I could do about this situation because we're all being thrown into this jungle with bullets flying all around. It was, hey, I'm responsible for these men no matter what. Even if the chips are stacked against us, I'm still responsible for these men. That was his first instinct, and he asked God to help him through it, and he did not take any of that responsibility away from himself. And I think you're really going to enjoy this segment when you hear him talk about this.
So I run over to what they tell me where C Company is, and I find the company commander, again, First Lieutenant Homer Kraut. Now this, I don't ever think I ever saw him smile. This was a hardcore fighter. I mean, this guy, I had total respect for him. He'd already been in Vietnam a year. Mm-hmm. He had commanded a rifle platoon, mm-hmm. a reconnaissance platoon. Mm-hmm. Now he's commanding a company. Mm-hmm. He had just returned back. His home was in Virginia. Very smart guy. I mean, this guy was a brilliant. He could go through books several in a day. Just a tremendous brain, tremendously brave. He had already been awarded 2 Silver Stars for mm-hmm. valor.
Mm-hmm. And you were going to be under his command.
And I'm going to be one of his 3 platoon leaders.
Okay.
So he's a company commander. He says, you got 3rd platoon, helicopters inbound, we're getting ready to go on a combat air assault. Yes, sir. 3rd platoon's right over there. Go find your men. I run over there, and so I'm looking for the platoon sergeant. So I'm the platoon mm-hmm. leader now. Mm-hmm. So again, that Homer Kraut's conversation is 30 seconds a minute. We're getting ready to do a combat air assault in helicopters. We're going out to find the enemy, mm-hmm. okay? I go find the platoon sergeant. He had been there. I found out the lieutenant before me had been killed a few days before. And so I'm talking to the platoon sergeant who had been in country about 5 days, or about a little longer than I had. He said, Lieutenant, we got the guys lined up, the helicopter's inbound, go get over there, and that bunch there, we call it sticks, because you line up and then you 4 or 5 guys on each side of the helicopter, and that's a stick. Mm-hmm. And the 4 guys get on, now you got 8 on a helicopter. He said, go get in that stick over there. I heard his name, so I knew the battalion commander was Livesey. I knew the company commander was Kraut. I heard the platoon sergeant's name. And I know, here's what I know. And now the helicopters are coming in. Again, that platoon sergeant conversation is about 30 seconds. Helicopters come in, we get on the helicopters, and we're off. And we're going on a combat air assault. Mm-hmm. I'm flying, and I start praying. And not praying for me, I'm praying because through this whole time of in the Army, of responsibility, know your men, know your mission, know what you're going. I don't know any of that, Dan. Here's what I know. My name. I know I'm in Vietnam. I know I'm in the 4th Infantry Division. I know I'm in the 35th Infantry Regiment. I know I'm in C Company. I know I'm the 3rd platoon leader. I don't know any of my men. I don't know their names. I don't know how many men I have. And I don't know where we're going. I just know we're going out to find and fight the enemy. And we're going into what I don't know if it's hot. A hot LZ would be you being fired, or a cold LZ you're not being fired at. That's all I knew. So while we're flying, I'm praying, dear Lord, don't let these guys get killed, because I don't even know who they are. Don't let them get wounded. I don't even know who they are. I felt tremendous responsibility, a weight of a 20-year-old.
20 years old, yeah.
Later I found out I got about 35 men, but at that time I didn't have a clue. I didn't know their names.
Age 20,
I knew my
35 name. Men in combat.
I knew 3 names, or 4 names counting mine. And I'm going into the teeth of the dragon. it was not fear. I'm not saying I'm a big, tough hero. It was not fear. It was the tremendous weight of responsibility. If these guys, I don't know if they get killed. I don't know who their mother is. I don't know anything.
But your instincts were to think about them.
I'm thinking about
first.
Yeah. That's under the heading of selflessness, but it's not because I'm a great guy. It's the inculcation of responsibility. We go in, we hit the LZ, the landing zone. It's cold. The gunships around had done a great job, artillery prepared. So first, God answered the first prayer. It was a cold LZ. We land, and we patrol for the next 47 days without stopping. So every other
cold meaning like no combat.
They decided not to shoot at us.
Okay.
So it was a cold LZ.
Got it.
As opposed to a hot LZ.
Got it.
We land, and now for the next few days, I start who my guys are, how many guys I got, and so forth. And then I'm learning, Homer Kraut's teaching me, you're in combat in the jungle in Vietnam, you're 20 years old, you got 35 men, you're responsible, for all this. And in the military, there's a saying, the commander is responsible for everything the unit does or fails to do. That's one reason I don't have any patience and this applies to industry, government, anything, it's the other guy's fault. No, it's not. If you're in charge, you're responsible. I don't care if you've been in charge like I was 30 minutes. I was responsible, and I was in charge, and I was responsible. I don't have any patience for people that blame the other person ahead of me, below me. Well, I've accepted this outfit, or this company, this job, and it's all messed up because he or she did. That's not right. You're in charge from right then. Be a man, be a woman, stand up and take responsibility.